Welcome to OMJames. I am OMJames, and today is the first Tuesday of my first new format, my first new setup, my schedule for from now on, at least for the next distant future, is going to be Tuesday and Thursdays. And I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but it's Tuesday, and we're doing a video. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And I have a whole great concept for today's video. I think we're all going to enjoy it. I hope so. I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to hope and really hope that you also enjoy it. If you don't, that's okay too. But if you do, that's awesome. Just so you know, I'm not here alone tonight. I'm here with my whole family behind me. I got my wife, my two daughters. One daughter's got her face in a screen. The other daughter has her face in some toys. And she's discovered my green screen, and it might wibble wobble just a little bit.
Sorry that there's music. It's coming from the little baby daughter playing with her train toy.
Yeah, you hear that, right? All right. Okay, so that is my family. You guys know, you take it as you can get it, and I am so happy, so incredibly blessed to be here with my family tonight. But I have a lot of fun stuff to do today, guys. So I got this idea. Recently, I've been trying to find a way, as you can probably understand, to balance doing the YouTube channel and also being able to have a way to spend time with my family as well as playing games, right? And more recently, I've been trying to find a way to play some more games because not because I want time away from my family, or I want time that's playing games that's not on my YouTube channel. Like, it's no offense to anybody at all, but I've been feeling this draw again inside to play games, and not like all the time, like really passively. Like, one of the top criteria of any game I'm playing right now needs to be like really passive, something I can pick up, play for a little bit, and put back down. It can't be anything that takes a lot of dedication. I can't go playing WoW raids. I can't go playing anything multiplayer for the most part, because if I do, then I have to go and dedicate time with other people. I can't do any of that. I don't have time for that. Nobody's got time for that. Instead, I'm playing games more recently that I can pick up, play a little bit, and put back down. And that gave me an idea for an episode that's not going to be just me playing a game for like 15-20 minutes, but actually something a little more interesting than that. Me actually doing something more interactive. And so doing something that's going to start a conversation. I hope that'd be kind of fun. You know, like actually get this kind of a thing talked about. What are you actually playing right now for yourself? It's like a hobby thing. It's not even, you know, like games I'm playing because I want to impress anybody, or games I'm playing because I want to get more views on my channel. These are just games that I'm playing because I want to play a game, and this is what I pick up and I enjoy playing. It's what I go to when I want to play a game like this. And so anyway, blah blah blah. That's what we're doing. So I'm going through my notes right now. All right. So I had a whole bunch of notes. I just remembered that I had a whole mini little outline script thing I was going to do, but instead, no scripting. I just ended up chit-chatting with you guys. I prefer it that way anyway. So moving right along, we're going to talk about the top 4 games right now that I'm playing. Actually, pretty much the only 4 games, and one of them I barely even play at all right now. It's like, really, what's that? Huh? Oh, sorry. One of the games are, okay, start over again. These are 4 games right now that I'm playing. One of them is not a game I'm playing very much at all. It's just whenever I get a chance, and I'm not playing the other 3 games that I'm playing. But anyway, we're going to do the whole list right now. So the first game, guys, you've seen me play this game in my channel before. I still play Clash Royale fairly often. I do. I play it at least 2-3 times a day. I don't even not play it every day. I play it more than every day. I play it a few times every single day. Some days when I really get slipping, I might not play it for a day, but that's really rare. Usually my bad days are I pick it up in the morning when I first get up, when I'm doing my morning business, and I ended up playing a couple of rounds of Clash Royale. Not even then. Actually, I usually play later on in the day, as that is. Even then, even I'm slacking even there. But anyway, I love that game. I still play it almost daily. I'm working my way up. If you guys are following my channel again, you'll know that I had to start over recently, down with 0 trophies, and now I'm back up. I think I got about 11, 13, just barely over 1,000 trophies. I'll end up getting back there again and having fun with it, but I'm having fun anyway, so I guess hopefully you guys enjoy that whenever I do play it on here. It's a really addictive game, and even though I don't usually like a whole lot of multiplayer games these days because they kind of require you to sit down, like I said, and dedicate a few hours to actually play that game, instead of that, I'd rather just be able to sit down and casually jump into something, play something, jump back out. And in Clash Royale, the longest game you can play is 4 minutes. Even if you play it, I think maybe 5 minutes if you play with a buddy of yours on 2v2. It's really limited. The max possible game you can play is 5 minutes. If you say one more game, and you really are saying one more game and you stick to it, then it's really easy to really just play one more game and then put it back down. if you're not truly an addict, you can just do exactly that and put it down when you're done playing with it. And I'm exercising that more recently. I love that game. I play it every day because I enjoy it, but I do want to put it down when I'm done playing it. Moving along, the other game I'm playing more recently, my wife can testify to this, is I just recently discovered my old installs of Command & Conquer Generals. Oh my goodness, you guys. I don't know if you're RTS fans, real-time strategy game fans. These are like, oh, that's my daughter. You hear that? I heard it. That might have been a seagull. Seagull. Definite seagull.
No, baby.
You alright? She's smiling. She's fine. She's a seagull. Okay, anyway. Moving right along. I love my family. Command & Conquer, you guys. God, you see, it's distracting. Now the whole family's laughing. Command & Conquer Generals. I'm going to get back on topic. If I'm going to get a drink of water right now, I'm going to get back on topic after... Command & Conquer, you guys. Real-time strategy games. Every game you play is a strategy game. Like you have to plan out how you're going to play that game. But there's my daughter getting the green screen now. But real-time strategy games, you have to actually come up with your strategy and what you're going to do and how you're going to take out your enemy. The same time they're doing the exact same to you. And in a perfect RTS, they have the exact same abilities that you do. They're not as smart as you. It's almost always AI. If you're playing single player, it's always AI. It's scripted or whatnot. But it's always like a brain-to-brain, a ruined bronze, you know, like it's head-to-head, mano-on-mano kind of action. And Command & Conquer Generals is, in a lot of ways, it was revolutionary at the time. It was not only like a revolutionary RTS, real-time strategy game, but it was also a revolutionary Command & Conquer game. It was not the first Command & Conquer game in the series. The first several were 2D. Even like after Generals came out, there were still some 2D releases. Like it was a two-dimensional game, and Generals made it a 3D game. And not only did it do that, but it made it a whole dimension of fun. Anyway, I suggest you look into it. I really, really love Command & Conquer Generals. It's an incredibly rewarding game. Move right along. Another game that I play whenever I get a chance, and this is the one console game I'd say. Always playing this console game when I get a chance. Like if I'm at home and I can't use the computer, and my children aren't right here demanding my attention, then I might pop this game in. Actually, this is the game that's been in my Xbox more than any other game. I know because I go to recent, and it's Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, this game. And you know what the game is? Street Fighter 4. That's right. You guys saw me play a live, I think, if you look back far enough, that I played Street Fighter 4 live on here a little bit. And I love Street Fighter. Actually, that was Street Fighter, I lied. That was Street Fighter Alpha 2. And I did that because that's a really easy one to emulate. It's on Super Nintendo. You don't have to run it on a GBA emulator, which actually, now I think about it, I usually try to do it on a PlayStation emulator. I should try it on the GBA emulator. It might run a little bit better. But I love that game. The Street Fighter Alpha 2, but Street Fighter 4 specifically because it's on my Xbox, and it's the only 3D version of Street Fighter that I've ever owned. I used to own a copy of Street Fighter 3, Full Strike. I think it was called not Full Strike, something Strike. Anyway, Street Fighter 3, I used to have that game. I had a couple of copies of Street Fighter 2 throughout the years, and a couple of times I played emulated versions of Street Fighter EX. It was one of the 3D ones where looked like kind of a Virtua Fighter, like original PlayStation Virtua Fighter, but even worse. But it was a horrible game. It was alright. I still played it because I'm a Street Fighter fan. But Street Fighter 4 was a really, really important game in the series because it really established a lot of things that nothing else before it had in Street Fighter, you know. And also, when I got the game, I got to say real quick, as a quick tangent for my final game that I'm going to talk about today, is I got this game because when I got Street Fighter 3 because they said it was the final one. They were done with Street Fighter 2. They were going to do one more release. They came out with Street Fighter 3. It kind of bombed, like really bombed. And because it bombed, then everybody assumed that was the last one. And they announced Street Fighter 4 for like the next gen systems. It wasn't going to be for PlayStation 2. It was going to be for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and it was Street Fighter 4, and it looked incredible. And even the 3D graphics looked just as good as the 2D graphics, if not better. And yet, it was just the whole thing. It was amazing. Okay, it was really exciting looking, you know. And they promised DLC, and it was going to be like real simultaneous two-player, which is really rare these days unless you're playing a Street Fighter game. Like it was all these mind-blowing things that happened. So the game came out, but I knew every single time that I've heard about a Street Fighter game coming out, even for any system at all, even like portable systems, that eventually, and not long after it finally comes out, that they come out with a newer version that's going to be like Super or Ultra or Arcade Edition or whatever, right? So they came out with that, and I waited a little bit. Like, I trusted my instinct, I trusted my gut, and I did not get that game when it came out. And instead I waited for Super Street Fighter 4. That was, and they announced at the time it was likely going to be the final Street Fighter game, and so I got it. I paid full price for it. I think it was $60 at the time. This was like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years. Anyway, between 10 and 15 years ago we got the game, and it was like worth it, and I loved it. And then it took them about a year. I could look it up and see. It was a long time afterward they came out with Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, and it had, I think it was Arcade Edition, and it had like extra fighters from like Darkstalkers, and it was all the things I would have been so excited to play. But instead, my definitive copy of Street Fighter that I play, that I love so much, that is like my fallback after everything else lets me down in my gaming community, I will play Street Fighter 4. And it's the one that's not still quite. And they have Street Fighter 5, and it's gone on from there. They said it was the end of it. It was like the Final Fantasy 4. You know, like it was that close to the end. Okay, moving on. This is going to be a final vote. This is my one game that I'm most excited about. I'm actually going to bring it up on my phone as I'm telling you about it. It is a Nintendo game I've played through many times. Actually, I dare say I played Super Mario Bros. 3 quite a few times more than I played this game. But this is a game that I always fall back on. I liken it to reading a novel series. It's like reading something like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, or watching Star Wars, you know, or watching Star Trek series if you're into Voyager or whatnot. Like, that's what this game is to me. This is my go-to game. Oh, it's playing ads because I'm playing it on a free thing. There you go. There it is right there. Let's see if I can make it focus. That is, can you see it? Hold on. Look at that light flash. I got too many lights going on. Oh, you can't. Okay, better. I'm gonna try a better job than that. Let me just start my game. How about that right there? It's a good definitive. No, can't see it. Can't. Oh, that camera stinks, doesn't it? No, there it is. That's pretty clear. I like that. That is Dragon Warrior 4. That is my go-to RPG, my go-to game. Even actually, when I went from iPhone to Android, and I got to tell a quick story about this because iPhone sucks at emulating any kind of gaming system. You can't play like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, anything on an iPhone. It's not built for it. It won't do it. Like, it refuses. You're actually not allowed to run any kind of app that runs other games within that app. Like, you have to sign that agreement when you come out with an iPhone app. And so you literally are not allowed to put emulators on the iPhone store. So because of that, when I just moved back to Android, you guys know if you watch my Clash Royale gameplay that I used to capture it much more beautifully than I do now. All the full audio and the full frame rate, it looked beautiful. It was using AirPlay or Apple AirPlay, I think they call it. So I think it's Apple calls it. And now I don't have access to that. Now I have to do it through a whole third party, yada, yada, yada. So I do it through my Android phone, and it's still great. Actually, I'm going to play some Clash Royale here pretty soon, hopefully the next week or two. I've been getting a little bit better at it and working on it still, as I always do. But anyway, doing the... Where was I going with? Oh, that on Android. When I finally went back to Android, I remembered that you can run emulators on Android just fine. So first, I looked back to see if I had an old Android emulator that I paid for, and I did not. Excuse me. I always used Homebrew. NES emulators. So I went on, they have a bunch of free ones now. They have ads. Just now I was trying to load it up and there was an ad on it. But I got it on there and I loaded up Dragon Warrior 4, and they have quick load and quick save, which I love a lot, and had everything I needed to. So the last, I'd say, 2 months or so, not even 2 months, like a month, poking at it. I'm still on Ragnar, on Dragon Warrior 4, if you know anything about it. So I'm not even like that far into it yet, but just having that as a fallback. Like if I'm sitting somewhere and I'm waiting for something, or like I get out of the store first, whatever it might be, where there's a moment where I can just sit there and do nothing instead of staring up and doing nothing. I might be able to look at the clouds and think about life and where we are in the universe and all that for a second, but then when I'm just sitting there looking for something to do, I can play Dragon Warrior 4. That's kind of when I usually play it, and I really enjoy it for that. And that is my go-to game. It is the only ROM that's on my phone right now. I don't even have like Battletoads or Super Mario Bros. 3 or anything like that at all. It's just Dragon Warrior 4 right now. It's been that way for months. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. Those are the games that I'm playing right now, the reasons why I'm playing them. Hope you guys enjoyed that a lot. It's a little bit different, really kind of free-flowy. It was a bit ranty. I have a bit of an outline that I was following. I skipped the first 4 steps of the outline. I just jumped right into it. It was all blah, blah, blah. By the way, there's my daughter. You saw that, right? Yeah, that's her hand. See her little tiny, cute little hand right there? Lala, say hi, Lala. Want to say hi? Say hi. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Oh, want to say hi? Piper, say hi. Say hi real quick. Come on. Post credit. Come on. Here she comes. There she is. You guys know Piper.
Hi.
What game do you want me to play on my channel? What game?
Newborn. No.
You want me to play Gumball? What game?
Sims 3.
Sims 3. Okay, that's a good. Okay, get out of here. That's a good vote. Back behind the curtain. Yeah, Mommy says Mealborn, which I vote for that too. That'd be part 2 of our Mealborn series. Anyway, you guys, again, thank you for joining me. If you got that part of the episode, you got to see a nice little behind the scenes. You guys know I love my family, and I changed my format even just to make sure I have more time with my family. My weekends are like better than they've been in a long time. So I appreciate you guys supporting me in that, and I will see you guys again soon. And in the meantime, OMJamers, make somebody smile today, guys. Yeah, you guys. And those guys behind me, the ones in front of me, the ones behind me, all the guys and gals, genders of all ages,